Hey all, Grover here, and today we're going to be installing RNG crash slides on my 2008 Thruxton. So the basic idea of these is if you want some crash protection, but you don't want the weight and the bulk of full-on engine bars, crash slides can be a good option. Remove this bolt right here that goes through. That gets replaced with this rod, and then there's a bracket on each side that'll go here, and then there's a ferrule that goes in between, and then the rail slides will be here on the end. All right, so this was a 17 millimeter socket. Got my spanner on the other side so I can hold the other side steady, and then we just loosen this guy up. All right, then we'll take it out the rest of the way. All right, so once you have that all loosened up, just slide that bolt out and slide this guy right in. There we go. Loosen these 3 bolts here. This piece will slide over there, and then this will mount right onto here. There's a little pocket here, and that goes towards your bolt, so you're smooth on the outside. And then once those are bolted in, then the slider will bolt right on there. These are 8 millimeter, and loosen these guys up.
Take them out, and then with the kit.
So here's the original, and here's the one that comes with the kit. You can see they're practically the same size. The original's even a little bit bigger. So if you want to just keep your originals, because it has the 8 millimeter bolt, this one has a little number 4 hex. So I'm probably just gonna reuse the originals if they'll fit in the flange okay, which they do. So I'm just gonna keep the originals.
Get that in place. Just put these guys back in. Get them all in there loosely first.
And I don't have a torque wrench that for this size, but this is such a small handle wrench that I'm not really going to be able to over torque them. Inside, put this guy in. Again, you put the slider on, put the washer in there. Now, one little trick you can use is if you actually kind of preload the nut in your socket, then that holds it in place. And you just stick it in there and get it going. And then these are nylon nuts. So once the nylon is engaged, it's going to hold it in place. And again, you want these not tight. So this should have a little bit of movement in it. So you want to get it to where it starts giving you friction, and then that's good there. The nylon will hold it in place. This is all from like the RNG tutorial. Because again, you want the bolt to take the impact. You don't want to transfer the force of that impact to your engine casing or your frame. So you can see on this side, the bolt pattern is a little bit different, and your flange reflects that different bolt pattern. So just make sure you got the right one on the right side when you're doing this. All right, one other thing that bears mentioning when you're on the left-hand side of the bike is that your clutch cable comes down this way. The way my clutch cable was routed and where the flange sits, it didn't alter the route of the clutch cable. But if you end up having to kind of push your clutch cable back to get behind it, you can see up here that when you move that, it moves this a little bit. So depending on how much you might have to move things around, you might have to adjust your clutch cable a little bit as well. Is you put the slide on, and then the washer, and then this is a 3/4 inch bolt that goes in here. Finish snugging them up, and then you can see there they just stick out enough to protect your leg and protect your engine casing. I've got those custom GP style exhausts on the back here. They kind of stick out a little bit further than the slide, but it's still going to offer me at least a little bit of protection on that. So yeah, there you go. That's installing the RNG crash slides on a 2008 Thruxton 900. And thanks a lot. Grover checking out.